Check.
Hey, check.
I think it's working.
Think so too.
So, first episode of Shut Up and Listen has been a fucking pain in the ass.
Yep, it's been sucking, but we're learning as we go.
Yeah, you'll hear when you listen to it if you make it that far.
Yeah, it's
This is actually the first episode because we suck so bad we fucked the first file. You'll hear all that though. And then the editing process, holy fuck. I had a busted ass mouse I was trying to use.
yeah,
Wasn't working.
Kept like right clicking every single time you try to drag something.
No, double click.
Or double clicking.
Yeah, double click when I clicked. Oh, that mic was ancient though, and it also got stepped on.
Yeah. Faulty.
But yeah, even then with the new mouse trying to figure this program out.
Still a pain in the ass.
Yeah. Until I watched a video on it, which I should have done in the first place.
Well, yeah, you're trying to work something you didn't really understand.
Yeah.
But yeah, that video was fucking godsend because without it, we weren't able to get through this.
Yeah, now I'm getting the hang of it. It'll be faster each time I do it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But
anyway, yeah. Here's the first episode. We talked a lot about video games. And
cussed a whole bunch.
Yeah, and can't really remember what else the fuck we talked about.
Yeah,
but
we even fucked the editing on this, so if we say something that we didn't want in there, whoops.
Yep. Oh well. Anyway, here's episode 1. Dookie of my penis. Oh hey, giant diarrhea on my penis. Hi.
Fucking shit, dude.
Alright.
Y'all have no idea. This is Shut Up and Listen.
Yeah, welcome. This is an attempt at another episode.
I'm Darren.
I'm Jeremy.
This is the first episode you're hearing, but we're fucking idiots.
Yeah, we don't know how to use technology correctly,
This
so...
is the first episode we were recording.
Yeah.
Hopefully this one fucking works, man, because if I have to do a third fucking first episode, I'm gonna be pissed.
Dude, I would be shaving through my penis.
It's fucking annoying as shit.
Dude, I'm tired of it.
I guess we should start from the beginning.
Yeah.
All over again. Dude, we had some good stories last time around, too. We were talking about drugs.
Yeah, a lot of drugs and...
First time we did drugs.
Yeah.
How much we like drugs.
Yeah, if you want to count weed as a drug,
It's a drug. It alters your state of mind.
Yeah, well, I think that's probably how we started the first episode.
With weed. Speaking of weed, we should smoke some weed before we do this.
Yeah.
I guess we should retell you, or not even retelling you. We should re-record to tell you for the first time ever what we're gonna do here. We're two fucking nerds, man. We play video games. We play music.
What else?
I watch movies.
Yeah, I don't really watch movies. I watch more YouTube than the movies. I don't have the attention span as much as I used to watch movies.
Regardless, though, we'll be talking about all of those things, amongst other things. It's mostly going to be just the two of us. Occasionally, we'll try to get some people on here. As I said, we're both into music, so we're hoping to, interview some bands when they come to town.
That
Not necessarily interview, but sit down with them, talk to them, get them on here.
definitely don't want to feel like an interview thing. Just to hang out and talk.
Yeah, basically, we want you guys to eavesdrop on our conversations.
Pretty much. This is more so that, just listen to us. Like,
Shut up and listen.
Bullshit. Yeah, exactly. Shut up and listen. So.
Yeah, man, it sucks, kind of, though, because, we had the introduction on what this podcast was going to be about and everything.
Yeah.
And then we even had an idea for, a follow-up episode, because we had a crazy few days last week.
Yeah, some definitely, for me, some new experiences absolutely some new experiences on my end I've never done before. And
Yeah.
it was fun. It was exciting.
We went deer hunting, and it was I've hunted off and on most of my life. I just decided I'm going to get back into it because I personally feel the only ethical way to eat meat is
To shoot it.
to shoot it yourself, to go out and
Shoot
hunt it,
yourself and-
man. Tap into your primal instincts, or raise cattle yourself, or get it from somebody who has, if you don't have the means to do it. Anyway, though, yeah, it was your first time.
Yeah,
What'd you think of it?
I mean, I kind of didn't really know what to expect. I was somewhat expecting to shoot something. I mean, we shot guns for sure, but we definitely didn't shoot anything.
We shot that tree.
Well, we shot the tree. Yeah, I shot. Well, for the viewers listening, I've never
The
had
viewers listening.
Oh yeah,
I love the sound of that.
yeah, you know what I mean. Whatever.
Yeah, no, it's so
Who
funny, though.
cares? They know what I mean. So
You got people though, like, oh, fuck off. You got people though that are like, wait, we can view this somewhere.
yeah, there's no viewers. It's just listeners. But anyway, I've never had any experience shooting guns before. I've never, like my family never shot guns or anything like that. So I over the weekend, yeah, I shot a rifle. I shot a shotgun for the first time, and let me tell you,
What rifle did you shoot? I know you shot the shotgun. You shot a pistol.
I don't know what rifle it was, but I know it was Brandon's.
Oh, so that's a 30-06.
30 what?
30-06.
30-06?
Yeah.
Okay.
It wasn't not the one Jaden was using, right? Not the one that had tape all over it. It was
no.
Okay, yeah,
no.
30-06.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, but let me tell you, the adrenaline rush I got when I shot that gun.
Yeah.
I feel like I was on crack or something.
Yeah, for sure. Man, that's a lot of power though.
Yeah.
Like,
It
not
was,
just is that a decent sized caliber there, but that's also just a gun. That's like a powerful thing.
oh,
you know?
absolutely. Like
It's used to end lives. That's the only reason most of them were actually. That's the only reason all of them were invented. Sure, they're used for just target practice and whatnot now, but when guns were invented, the sole purpose was to end lives.
oh yeah.
So that's a powerful thing that you hold and you have so much control over. It is very adrenaline filled.
Oh, dude, it was a trip though. It was a trip. I'm just
That's why you got to be responsible with it because it
Absolutely.
is so powerful.
absolutely. And I felt, I guess, powerful. Like so powerful. Just after I shot that gun, I was just like, oh my god, like I feel fucking crazy right now. The adrenaline that I'm feeling right now is through the fucking roof, man. Like it was fun. It was a good time. It was absolutely a good time. The hunting was absolutely a great time. Granted, I was very out of shape.
Oh, yeah.
Very, very out of shape. I don't
Well, even
do shit.
like I was telling you before we went up there that being in shape isn't that big of a deal when it comes to hunting. And like, sure, you need to be in somewhat. You got to be able to walk around and whatnot without getting winded. You've got to be capable of walking up to a couple of miles, but it's generally not as crazy as it was that first day. But that's because I suppose we should talk about that. That's because
Give a little context here.
we're borderline lost. Not lost, but we were up pretty high in elevation already where we parked. And from where we parked, you could walk down this little road, and it kind of took you down, or but we opted to go up into the woods and try to find a vantage point. And we did find a good one. Those rocks that you were scared of, those giant rocks, and we could, dude, it was like a good, like, I don't know how many degree view, but I want to say from where we were at, like thinking 180 is like here forward, you know what I mean? If I was to look over here, I couldn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's greater than 180 degree view, like very like panoramic view of where, so good vantage point anyways. We could see lots of hillsides, lots of open grass, and just wanted to sit there and look, but I get impatient and antsy, and I'm like, man, I know they're down in there, I just want to go get them moving. So that's exactly what we did. And I saw one, and I was watching it, and then you yelled at me, because he stopped and took a shit, and
shit in the middle
and
of
I
the
said,
woods.
"Hey, I'm gonna go over here." And
You didn't say anything to me.
I did. I said, "I'm gonna go right over here." You just didn't hear. And then so I walked over there, and then when I did, I heard a noise. I looked over, and it was a deer. I could just be ambitious here and anxious and, almost a big fish storyteller here, but dude, it was a buck. It had to be. Being in there by itself, there were buck tracks all over in there, all kinds of sign. There were rubs that, like, dude, that was we walked into that dude's bedroom.
Tons of shit.
Yeah, we walked into that dude's bedroom, but the shit wasn't near where I saw him. It was a good distance away from him, a good solid perimeter of shit. Sure, but
Yeah.
not near his bed. Yeah, it was total, dude. It was a buck. There's no way it wasn't. Anyways, yeah. So we saw that thing, and then I was watching him, and then Jeremy yelled, and then I couldn't watch him anymore because he really took off, and we decided to chase him, and found out later by looking at my GPS at where we came out and everything. We were a few miles away from the truck, and we had dropped 2,000 feet in elevation from our original starting point on those rocks
Yeah.
to the bottom of that draw, and then we had to walk all the way back uphill, and we decided to walk the road because we thought it would be the easy route. Totally not the easy route.
No, absolutely not. Like, we looked at the GPS and, like, it was like miles compared to just walking through.
Yeah, it took us so the car was north from us, and it took us way further south than I realized. And I knew the road curved that way. When we hit that first curve, I knew it went that way.
Yeah.
But it was such a gradual curve that I didn't realize how far it was actually taking us south, A gradual curve, when it's a long stretch after that, takes you very far south from where you started.
Absolutely.
And then it went up and zigzagged, and yeah, dude, we had to have put on, considering the average pace that people walk, I took some off of it because we were walking slower for hunting, and we don't need to go over it all, but I did the math in my head, and we probably walked about 8 miles that day.
Yeah.
And a majority of it was back uphill, because like I said, we had dropped 2,000 feet in elevation. That is a long ways.
Yeah. That was gnarly.
We walked 2,000 feet up in a very zigzaggy pattern.
Yeah.
Very zigzaggy.
Oh man, it was. Yeah, that was gnarly. That was.
Yeah, so we need to, so normal, in what I was getting at, though, very long-winded story, I suppose, but trying to paint a picture for the viewers that are listening.
Yeah, the viewers that are listening. Yeah.
Yeah, so we definitely need to be prepared in case we do something like that again. We could have done it way faster had we not been so out of shape, and we wouldn't have been nearly as tired for the rest of the time we were there.
Oh yeah. Because
we're so out of shape that was a hard workout, and a recovery day would have been nice, but no, we had to keep going.
And we've talked about like getting in shape before even doing this.
I know. Now I realize I didn't realize how out of shape I was. I always thought, like, I know I'm not as in good of shape as when I used to be more athletic and actually work out, but I always thought that I was okay still. Like I could hang if I needed to.
Yeah, I thought.
Fuck no, I can't, dude.
I thought that too. I honestly thought that too. I was like, you know what? I mean, I think I'm in pretty good shape. I'm skinny enough and all this and all that. And I think I'd probably hang. Oh, dude, no, I could not hang. I was done.
Dude, if shit ever hit the fan, the world was ending, I wouldn't be one of the first ones to go, but I wouldn't be one of the last survivors in the current shape I am. I'd be somewhere in the middle, low middle.
I'd probably be low to mid high.
Low to mid high.
Like,
you'd be in the middle.
Somewhere.
Whether it's middle low or middle high, you'd be in the middle. Nah, dude, you'd come with me. But we'd get tired and die. Because there'd be people who wouldn't get tired,
Oh, I'd be fucking dead.
Yeah, though, hunting's something else. Like I said, it's like primal. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, yeah. Yeah, it was fucking awesome.
And I've
I mean-
always. Go ahead. Sorry.
It was fucking awesome, man. I mean, yeah, even though we didn't shoot anything, it was still the experience of just being out there and just attempting it.
Yeah. Well, see, that's the thing. Usually, like, it's. Unless you know. I don't know. Unless you really know where to go. Most years you get skunked. Most years you don't get a deer. Most people I know, anyways. I know very few people that get a deer more often than not. And,
Yeah.
and even the people who get them more often than not, they usually don't get them every single year. Unless you have access to some really good private land or you just know some really good public land spots that you're keeping deep secrets. And there are, like, a lot of people do keep secrets. Like, I was watching that I discovered that Meat Eater show. I mean, I knew it existed, but I always kind of passed it up. I didn't think it'd be that good. But I watch it, and I actually enjoy it. It's actually pretty good. But
Meat Eater?
it's called Meat Eater. It's a hunting show, yeah.
Okay.
But, what was I saying?
You were talking about.
Oh, so he was at one spot, and it was, at this one spot, and he was like, I can see, and one of his friends brought him there that he regularly has on the show, but he's like, I can see why he wants to keep this spot a secret. He doesn't want anyone to know, and he's like, and I can tell you, I wouldn't, for a good amount of money, I still wouldn't tell you where the spot is. And he's like, you know why? He's like, there's some deer down there, there's a black bear right over there, there's some bull elk fighting right over there, all from his one spot. He was seeing deer, bear, elk,
Oh shit!
just in one spot.
Wow.
And if I knew, so if you know of a spot like that, you're going to get one every year.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's just the thing. It's finding the spots. The guys that have been doing it longer usually know the spots better, especially when they return. Like, I know there's a buck up in that area, so I'm definitely going to be hitting that spot. I probably won't make it back up there this year, although there is some time left. I still probably won't make it back up there. But
Probably got
I'll be
spooked.
hitting that spot next year.
Oh,
Because
absolutely.
even if that deer's not there, dude, it's prime fucking buck bed area in that spot. There's water right there. There's a food source nearby. It's wide open with the good coverage at the same time. You know, like we'll be heading back there next year.
Oh yeah, and we will be getting that buck
And in shape.
and in shape. That's that's partially the most important part. And in shape.
And who knows? Maybe that wasn't a buck. Maybe, like I said, I'm getting a bit too ambitious and just excited. And the first deer I saw on opening morning. That's another thing, man. We were only 2 hours into opening morning, not even.
Yeah, it felt like way less than it was.
If I would have got, that's like the hunter's dream. Like 2 hours into opening morning, getting your deer. So especially, like, I took all that time off. We would have just been hanging out at camp, not doing anything.
Yeah.
Had I shot that deer that morning. Because you don't go back because you got your deer.
Well, yeah.
Now you
that
just have
wouldn't
free
make-
time.
Yeah, that wouldn't make sense.
Yeah.
Free time to drink more beer.
Yeah, we would have drank like 60 beers. No, we did drink like
We-
60 beers.
God damn it, dude. We
Let's
drank
see.
too many beers.
We can figure this out. Let's figure this out right now. We have to figure this out because we talked about it. People now are like, how many beers was it? We're gonna figure
a
this
lot.
out. Okay, so
IPAs, mind you.
on
We don't drink
the
whiskey
first
beers.
the first day we each showed up with we each brought a 12-pack.
Yeah.
Those lasted a day and a half. Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Brandon showed up and saved the night with some of his own beer. The next day, we had to go into town. Oh, no, you and I went... That's right. We went through those 12 packs in a day and a half, and then you and I had to drive into town.
That's right.
And we bought 18 beers. So 12 plus 18 is 30. So that's 30 beers so far. Then Brandon brought up his sick... We won't even count Brandon's beer. What Brandon brought
Those
up.
are waters.
So no, because he brought up a 6-pack of Top Cutter also. So, but anyways,
Oh, you
we're
did.
not even going to count either of the beers he brought up. And then the next day again on Saturday, we had to go buy more beer, and we bought another 12-pack, didn't we?
Yeah, we each bought
We each bought a
We
six
each
pack.
bought a 6-pack, yeah.
So
And Brandon bought a 6-pack too.
so
And
now we're up to 42, and we're not counting Brandon's. This is just what you and I bought. Now we're up to 42, and then that was Sunday. Oh, and then we left Monday. So 42 beers between the two of us in 5 nights.
yeah, that's not a lot of beer or anything.
Well, it's like averaging like 8 a day for
Yeah.
5 days straight.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
That's that's a lot of beer.
and also considering your IPAs too,
Yeah, and I don't like.
like 6.8.
I don't normally drink more than that's like more than I drink in a week usually.
Yeah, dude. Like,
And eight I mean is more than I drink in a week,
Dude.
and I drink about that every day for 5 days.
dude, we drink so much. I got a head cold.
Or no,
for
wait,
the
4
next fucking
days.
day.
4 days, right? We were only up there
Something.
4 days, which makes it even worse. We were up there.
We're up there-
We're
we're
4
up there
nights.
5
We were up there
days.
5 days, 4 nights.
Yeah.
So you don't really count Monday as anything. Like I suppose you do because it's
Yeah,
a day.
I mean,
you got to count the
yeah,
days, not the nights, because we were day drinking, not
Yeah.
night drinking. So
We were just drinking throughout.
anyway,
Day
yeah.
or day and night, whatever. Like we were drinking throughout.
Overall positive experience.
Absolutely.
Any like anything you didn't like about it, other than us being out of shape and it sucking having to walk back to the truck?
I definitely wasn't used to getting up so early. That was the one little gripe that I had kind of.
You understand why though, right?
I absolutely do. Yes, I absolutely understand why we had to get up that early, but I was not used to it at all. Like,
Well, think of how early we were going to bed too. The first night we were there, I was ready to go to bed at like 9 o'clock,
That's
and we
'cause
didn't
you're
even have to
too
hunt the next
stoned.
morning. We were, but
that you were.
I know. Well, yeah. And then Friday night too, we went to bed relatively early. But think of like Saturday night, it was like 9:45 when we all crashed out,
Yeah.
and so that's still not a full 8 hours. We didn't go right to sleep as soon as we got in the trailer. It took us a minute to get situated and whatnot, right? But
Yeah. Well, I mean,
we're already drinking all day, so once we have dinner and the sun goes down and we're all drunk and it seems late, you know what I mean? Why
I
stay
totally
up?
does. Like,
So
Yeah.
we're not drinking all day.
no, we weren't.
Like, we aren't going out. Well, no. So we weren't usually drinking until lunchtime, and then it was only like 1 or 2 beers from then till like we came back to camp usually.
Oh, dude, I had beer for fucking for lunch, man.
Oh.
We had
Well, right, we
A
all
shot-
did, yes.
a
But
shot
what I'm
for
saying is
breakfast?
from well, dude, the shots, good luck though. The shots for good luck. We had a shot for breakfast. Fuck, we didn't even talk about that. How much?
Oh, yeah.
You also
Yeah.
put down a fifth, almost a fifth of whiskey, about a half a fifth of whiskey.
yeah,
while
almost,
we were
man,
there.
almost.
Dude, those shots, that's tradition with me and my dad, though.
Yeah.
My dad does that now with his friends, too. That's just... It's a newer tradition. My dad just took a shot one morning, and then he got a deer that day, and he's like, it was the fucking shot. So ever since that time, every morning before we go out hunting, we take a shot.
And it also kind of warms you up a little bit. Kind of
No,
helps.
only, like, not really, because it thins your blood, and it actually which would make you colder, and when you really think about it. But it has a warming sensation because it's like, it's a false warming thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know shit
I
about
don't know. I
it.
ain't a scientist. I don't either. I just know that that's like.
No, man. Like, shit.
I know that that's true, but I don't know the specifics.
Yeah. Only thing I knew is that, I mean, if it
Like I
was
say all the
just
time, I
so
know a
warm.
very little bit about a lot of things, and that's like one of those little bits of things that I know.
Yeah.
I don't know the rest of it.
You're like Joe Rogan. Do you know a little
Well,
bit?
I am nothing like Joe Rogan.
You know a little bit about almost
Bacon
everything.
soda water. I don't know the recipe, but
I'm just saying.
yeah,
That's
man.
how you make Coke, apparently.
Well, that's how you make crack.
Crack, Coke,
Coke, water, baking soda.
Coke, something. I don't.
That's why you said I don't
I
know
don't
the recipe.
make
I don't know the
drugs.
recipe, but
God, I have to take a piss.
take a piss.
Well, I'm gonna go
This isn't live. We
take
can
a
edit.
piss. Whew. Oh yeah, I forgot.
We'll use the magic of editing, and you'll be right back.
I know. Anyway, that's it. Okay, so yep, We're back.
I mean, like I said, magic. No one even knew.
Yeah.
That all happened.
Magic,
It said, yeah, go
yeah.
take a piss. And
I
then you
definitely-
just
I
magically
definitely
said,
did-
we're back.
I definitely just didn't take like a 5-minute piss or anything.
No, it didn't take that long. Like 3.5 or so.
Yeah, okay, well,
I have no idea.
close enough. Well,
I mean,
so
dude, I read something about a Switch 2 or something.
Oh, the
about that.
OLED
Yeah.
model.
No. I heard not that. I heard like a straight up like talks already about like next generation. Have you heard
Oh
any?
yeah, no.
I didn't read it. I just saw it. I didn't click it and read it. It was a headline about like the next Switch. They just called it a Switch 2 because there's no name for it, and who knows
Yeah.
if it's even a real thing. Who even knows if it's even a real ad?
I fucking doubt it.
Yeah.
I highly doubt it. Unless anything's confirmed by Nintendo, it's all fake.
Yeah, and I didn't click into it, so I don't even know.
Yeah, well.
Dude, I hope they just nail
They-
it with their next console, though. Like the Switch is the closest thing to a real console, and it's still not even. Sure, it's a real console, but you get what I'm saying, right? Like,
Yeah.
they're weird ass consoles they've been coming out with ever since fucking GameCube and on. Just everything being so weird and different. This was the one that's like the closest to. Like modern style gaming since a Nintendo 64.
Yeah, ish.
And
Ish.
yeah, sure, it still has its differences. It's more of a handheld. It's a handheld system posing as a home console. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's-
it's exactly what
It's
that
no
is.
different than when you could plug your Game Boy into your TV and stuff, or
Yeah. Yeah.
or the whatever for the Nintendo, the whatever though. But it's still, especially what you were telling me about the new Metroid game. I haven't played it. It still plays more like a modern console. Probably
yeah,
like
yeah.
the closest to an actual.
Like
It is an actual console. I keep saying that, but I think everyone knows what I mean.
Yeah,
it's different.
Yeah,
And it's the close, and I understand that they're different. You've got to be different. You've got to stand out because
all Switch is it's just a hybrid system. That's all it is. You know, it's just a hybrid between. Yeah, it's marketed more towards hand holding and stuff like that. Like, yeah, sure.
Well, wouldn't you say that that's primarily what it is? It's
Yes.
just it's
Yes,
a,
it is.
It's
Absolutely.
a feature that you can do it on your TV.
Absolutely, I think so. Yes, 100%.
We're talking about shit everybody in the world has talked about already.
Yeah.
But fuck it.
Whatever, man. We're just,
What I mean by that though is like regular. I suppose by what I mean by that is like PlayStation and Xbox. Honestly, are the same fucking thing. The only difference between the two is they look different, the controllers are different, and the exclusive titles that
absolutely
each
yeah.
one has. Other than that, I don't give a fuck what anyone says. The graphics,
Yeah,
dude,
dude,
they're so fucking close in
Yeah,
quality that it's not even that
Like-
noticeable.
like,
it's never
you
gonna downplay
can't-
the game
you-
experience. It's
yeah.
all just nonsense
Yeah, you can't even tell.
console
You
wars.
can't-
And
you honestly can't even tell. And it's the whole it's console war thing. Like, I think that's stupid.
Yeah.
Like, just play video games, man. Like,
Yeah.
who cares? Like, just
It-
play video games. Who
it
cares?
sucks. The exclusive titles suck though, because then if you really like a console for their exclusive titles, I don't know what to use for an example. So I just got into Ratchet and Clank. That's a PlayStation exclusive.
Yeah,
I think.
It
Pretty
is.
sure. Yeah.
it is.
So I really like that, and because of that, I want to play more Ratchet and Clank games, even newer ones than what I have, and I would have to buy a new console to do that. And I also really like Halo, and I would like to be able to play Halo, but I've got to buy a different console to do that, and I kind of just wish I could play Halo on a PlayStation or an Xbox. It kind of sucks that there's
Yeah.
exclusive titles, you know?
Yeah.
But then I'm not
that's the
mad
only
at
downside.
all that Mario is an exclusive title, and I would be mad if it was on PlayStation. Actually, you know what I mean?
It wouldn't feel right.
No, not at all.
Imagine playing Mario on a PlayStation controller.
Yeah.
Or playing like Crash Bandicoot
Well,
on
I've played
on an NES controller.
Mario on a original Xbox controller. My dad had a modded Xbox that he got when he was in Iraq.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And he actually brought back the chips that were in his modded Xbox so we could put them in our own Xbox, but we never did. I wish we would have.
You're just now telling me this?
Yeah, my dad used to have a modded Xbox. It quit working though, which is common with modded systems.
Yeah. Yeah, you're doing stuff they're not supposed to be doing to them.
Yeah. They're not made for that. And no matter how much you try to make them for that, it's simply not what they were made for, and you've got to break it. It's like I always tell my kids, you know, if it's that what you're doing to that thing is not meant to be done, don't do it because you're gonna break it.
Yep. Always. That's just how it is.
Yeah, but I back to like their next console. I really hope that they can still be original and be Nintendo, be an actual competitor. Because like I understand that like the Wii especially was like they sold so many.
The Wii was totally its
so
own
many
thing.
Wiis.
It wasn't even like considered to be like
Well,
like in the,
sure,
in the
but
competitor of the console wars.
but it blew both of them out of the water in sales.
Yeah.
But the thing about all of those is, think about it. Most people, when they get a Switch, they played it a lot when they first got it, and then it just kind of sat there on the shelf.
Not people I know. I don't do that. I play my Switch literally every fucking day.
I said Switch. Wii.
Wii.
I meant Wii, not Switch. When Wii first came out, when the Switch is probably the most played console they've had since.
It's definitely the most successful console since the N64.
In sales, have they exceeded Wii though?
I think so.
Let's check that real quick.
Fact check it.
Yeah, we'll fact check as we go.
Yeah.
Just
We don't want to
up,
sound like idiots here.
Just look up Wii versus Switch sales. But I want to say, and I really want to say that the Wii was the best-selling console of all time. I think it sold more units than any other console ever. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm right.
You could be right on
but the
that.
thing about it, that doesn't say much, because like I just said, most people bought them, played them a lot at first, and then nothing.
Yeah. I mean,
It just sat there.
I
still go to people's houses and I see a Switch just sitting there. I'm sure they don't play it. A lot of times it's unhooked even. We have a mutual friend who has one just sitting on a shelf unhooked.
No. I won't know who that is. But
Okay, so the Switch is currently ahead of the Wii by 4.46 million units. The Switch has sold 88.14 million units. How do you sell like partial units? You know, like
wait,
you sold a unit or you didn't. I don't understand what the partial.
Partial, yeah. What does that mean?
Like you sold a console or you didn't.
Yeah, like wait, you just snap the switch in half here. I'm gonna sell
And
this.
we
other
sold
half.
83.68 in the same time frame. So okay, we reached current Switch sales in 60 months where it sold 88.5. I just want to know.
Oh yeah, no, want to know?
Good thing we can edit some of this shit.
Yeah.
We need a person. We need a Googler.
Yeah. We need a fact checker.
I'm just gonna say how many Wii's were sold. 101.63 million. How, dude? I don't get that. That is bothering me. These decimals here. How do you sell a partial console?
Yeah. What does that mean? What does a partial console mean?
$89. So no, okay. So Switch has sold in the same amount of time. The Switch surpassed the Wii sales in the first however many months. I forget that time frame that I saw. Right. So just say it was 10 months. It was a far greater number than that. But let's say it was 10 months, in the 10 months, the Switch has sold more than the Wii sold in its first 10 months or whatever.
Gotcha.
But the Wii still sold more copies. They sold more units. 101.63 million, apparently. Wait. We are idiots. That's because it's 101,633,000. That's why they're not partial units. They just, in order to abbreviate. Dude, we're idiots. We can't edit out how much we're idiots. We gotta let people know we're idiots there.
Yeah.
That's how they did it. They weren't partial units. We're just stupid, and they sold at 101,630,000 ish consoles.
Oh fuck. Well, I feel like an idiot.
Yeah, so do I. I'm glad we cleared that up. Glad we cleared that up.
Yeah, glad we cleared the air on that one. Thanks, Nintendo.
But yeah, long-winded story here, but I hope they just fucking nail it on the next one. You know.
I hope it's just a normal fucking console.
I almost feel like the Switch is its most played system, not the most sold, the most played system since the fucking Nintendo 64.
Yeah.
But I almost feel like for a lot, I know a lot of people actually who bought them and played it a lot at first, and then it kind of lost its appeal. You know.
Yeah.
Nintendo consoles seem to just get put on the shelf sooner than the other two consoles, the Xbox or PlayStation.
That also depends on who you're talking to.
Yeah. But I'm speaking generally here, not just individually. Generally speaking, right?
Yeah.
Most people.
Yeah, you're definitely right on that one.
And I hope Nintendo just nails it on the next one. I hope they just...
I really hope there isn't any gimmick and it's just a console. It's just a straight up console. Like,
yeah, no weird controllers, no
gimmicks. Just
portable
the console,
or
just the console and the controller and the games.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all you need.
Not 5 different controllers you can get.
Well, there's not a... Well, having accessories and options is not a bad thing, but
oh yeah?
But having...
How well has it gone for Nintendo in the past? Do we need to talk about all Nintendo's... Angry Video Game Nerd talked about all the Nintendo accessories, and most of them were shit. Well, all you need is a controller, dude.
Okay, well, I get that. Yeah, I get that, but you're also, like... You're talking about, like, the NES from the 80s comparing to, like, something from now, like... It's not bad to have options, but yeah, I generally do agree. It's better just to have a normal fucking controller.
Who would disagree with that? How many people, like the people that are seriously, like the people who seriously got into the Switch, they weren't using the fucking... What is
Joy-Cons?
it? No, that's I keep saying Switch, but I mean Wii. God damn it. The Wii. They were... Wiimote. The Wiimote, yeah. Most people in the nunchuck and shit. Most people who got into the outside of Wii Sports and Just Dance, which were so fucking popular on that console
for some fucking reason.
Yeah, but the people who got into the other games on it, the Mario games, the Zelda game on it, the Mario Kart even. The people who got seriously into the sports games that they came out, like FIFA was on there. It was a fucking great game. It was a great sports game. Soccer, you know?
Yeah.
FIFA, yeah. It was a good fucking game. Anyways, though, all the people that got into those games got what they call the Pro Controller. You know? And it's funny they call that. Like, the people who are serious about gaming, they're like, they're the pros. They're going to want the Pro Controller.
No, it's
just release a normal controller and make the other things an option. Like Xbox, they had their Kinect, right?
Yeah.
It was the console, but you had the option of adding these things. Add those,
Absolutely.
But it fucking flopped for Xbox. PlayStation had its thing. PlayStation 2 had a thing that was like a webcam that was very similar.
Actually, I used to have that. It was like a wand with like an orb
on PS3.
On PS3, yeah.
But PS2 had like a thing where you used your hands and your body. It was like a webcam or something. It was like it looked like a webcam. You attached it at the top of your TV.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
But dude, it sucked for all of those things, and that was we sold a lot of copies, but it didn't. There was no longevity to the fucking console because it was a gimmick, like you said. I hope there's no gimmicks. It was a gimmick. It sold a lot because of this new innovative
it was
thing,
a
but
gimmick. It was a gimmick.
you got bored of it quick, just like you do
Yeah.
anything else. There was no, it wasn't exciting enough to keep you going. There weren't enough, like you can
was
only
a gimmick,
they
and
could only make
also-
so
and
many
also
golf
you have to
games, so
think-
many boxing games before it was like, okay, this is the same game again.
Yeah. Well, and also you gotta think, Xbox and PlayStation were, they're already heading towards like HDMI. You know what I mean? Like,
By the time the Wii came out?
Yeah, the Wii was
Yeah.
using normal like composite cables and shit
Yeah.
like that. And like most people by that time had like, like flat screen TVs and
Mm-hmm.
that kind of thing. And like nobody was really using component cables anymore, and Nintendo was just like left in the dust, and the Wii U was supposed to be just the HD Wii essentially, but like the reason that flopped, no games were really released with it
For the Wii U?
for the Wii U. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I have a Wii U, and I love it.
It's a great console.
It just...
A lot of the
It's
games
not
for it.
worth a lot of money because there aren't a lot of good games for it.
Well, no, there's a lot of the exclusives were fantastic actually.
Okay.
And also, that console alone, you can buy pretty much most of Nintendo's library on the eShop.
Yeah, but
of that console.
you already know I'm not into that, and that
I
would
know, but I'm just
never
saying-
be
I'm
a
just-
selling point
Yeah.
to me
Yeah.
or for me. Never will I buy a console because I can play previous generations of that console's games on it. I will just buy the previous generation. I've got, but for the viewers that are listening here, I've got a Sega Genesis sitting there, a Wii U, a PS3, a SNES, a NES, a PS1 sitting over here, and another Wii U in the closet. He's not gay, it's literally in the closet.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And sure, I could fucking get almost anything I can get on that NES or SNES. Or not almost anything. There's actually, between the two consoles, there are thousands of games. There's probably thousands of, between unlicensed games and licensed games on the NES alone.
Probably.
Dude, there's like 600 licensed games, 800 actual licensed games, something like that, for the NES, plus all of the unlicensed. Dude, there's thousands on just that one console.
Yeah.
I can't get those thousands on that. So, and I also I'm not a fan of digital things. And again, I'm not telling you this really. It's the viewers that are listening. I'm not. I don't like the digital copies of things. I want physical things. Like I own like 500 fucking movies, physical copies of movies, DVD, Blu-ray, VHS. Couple. I don't know how many records you think you up there. 100.
Well, no such thing as too many, but a lot.
100 or so records there.
About, maybe.
I've got like
Maybe more
probably
than that.
close to 100 CDs all in all, a whole bunch of cassettes. I like having physical copies of all of my stuff. So that'll never be a selling point to me. So I don't care about that.
I definitely understand both.
I want to know what
I definitely-
that console can do, not how it can portray what has been done on other consoles. I don't give a fuck about that. I will never base a system on that. Any modern system, you could download any previous system's game on, if you know what I mean. Like
Yeah.
they're all capable of playing. A Wii U could play a fucking PS2 game.
Yeah. Well, I also like, you also gotta understand, like, some people just don't have the access to get any previous generation consoles.
Sure they do. They have the internet. That's how they're listening to us. Who doesn't? Everyone has it. Not everyone. I shouldn't say everyone. Most people have access to the internet.
Yeah, but
I'm saying if
some
there's
people are not gonna go on eBay and buy a console for probably more than it's worth.
Oh no, dude! You just gotta learn how to work eBay. I can teach you how to work eBay, dude. I am addicted to eBay.
I can tell.
So addicted to eBay. I can show you how to get shit for cheap on there. really cheap.
I believe it. I mean, you've been getting all these VHSs for like
Sometimes for a penny.
a penny, which is ridiculous.
With free shipping.
Ridiculous. That's awesome.
Those guys got to
That's
pay me.
ridiculous.
They've got to pay. I paid a penny for it. It costs more than a penny to ship it to me. But they send it. They have to send it to me. They have to honor it. They're going to get a bad rating and they'll have to get off eBay and stuff.
Yeah.
I've never had one not send it to me. I actually did just have a weird thing happen on eBay though, where it said the package was delivered and it wasn't. So then I went to check the tracking status, and it came from like Louisiana, or I don't remember where exactly, right? But let's pretend it was Louisiana. And took a long time to get here. You could see all of it, all these different stops that it made. It got to Yakima, and then you could see the steps reverse and go, and then it says delivered at P.O. Box, and it says it was picked up from or it was, the P.O. Box is in the same city. That was the only extra step. All the way back, like, it said, Louisiana, whatever, blah, 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 Postal Service, whatever, right, is in possession of the item. And you can see it go all the way to Yakima, and then you can see it completely reverse back to it, and the only extra step was delivered at Post Office Box. But it didn't give me the number, right, because you can't get someone's...
Right.
But, yeah, so it was like somehow made it into the Yakima Post Office and then just circled back around and went back to where it came from.
Wow.
So that's the only thing that's never been delivered, but that wasn't even the seller's fault. They tried.
Yeah.
And it was a copy of Frankenstein.
That reminds me.
And I don't even know what it was called because I don't know Russian. It just said Russian VHS, and then it's all written in Russian or whatever you call it. Russian. Russian's a language. I don't know. It's Russian, right?
Yeah.
Like I couldn't read it, so I don't even know what it's called. I don't know what it's about. It's not subtitled, but I bought it and I'm gonna watch it in Russian. I'm gonna maybe be able to pick it up. What's happening in a foreign language would be interesting. I've never watched a foreign film without subtitles.
Maybe
so
through the context of actually watching the film, maybe you can just kind of pick up the pieces and figure it out. I mean, how hard could it? Come on, how hard could it possibly be? Like, you just watch the film, pick up the pieces.
Yeah, dude, I'll show you how to get shit cheap on eBay. I'm not gonna say it on air because on air. Is this technically on air?
No, it's not.
It will be aired eventually, right?
Yeah, well.
And then it will be on air. Anyways, I'm not going to tell these assholes listening how to score on the eBay deals because then they'll be on there bidding for the same stuff I'm bidding on and learning my secrets, and then it won't work.
That.
But I can tell you, I'll tell you how to get shit cheap on eBay.
Guess I'm listening?
No, I'm not going to tell you right now. Because these assholes are listening.
Oh, well, I thought they were gonna edit this part out.
No, I'm not gonna edit if we don't have to. I'll just tell you when they're not listening.
Okay. When the feds ain't listening.
Shit, what if the feds do listen to this? We're gonna talk about drugs sometimes.
Oh no, I'm scared. I'm so scared what the feds are gonna do to me if they hear that I've snorted a bunch of coke one night.
That's got to be edited. When you said feds, though, it made Fez pop into my head, and it reminded me. I came across an article today where there's something about talks of like that '90s show.
What?
Yeah, it's supposed to be like Eric and Donna's daughter or something like that is spending the summer at Red and Kitty's house.
Really?
Yeah.
It
takes place in the 90s.
No shit. I might have to check that out because I loved that '70s show.
I did too.
So much. That was probably my favorite show, actually.
Yeah.
Like, most watched, like, that was the go-to show for me. Like, doesn't matter what episode, just put on an episode, it's all good,
Yeah, it sucks that it all got pulled
Yeah,
from everywhere. I understand dude's a rapist or whatever, but was he a rapist? I don't know. He had some sexual abuse allegations or some shit against him. I don't know.
I don't know either.
What I will say about all of that, though, is that is a damn good show, and it sucks I can't watch it anymore.
I know. I'm really upset.
Well, I can watch it, but you have to buy it on physical. Again, that's why physical media is fucking important.
There you go. There's your point, dude. There's your point made. Yeah, dude.
I bet you the value in that kind of stuff went up too. Like if you have copies of like the Cosby Show, and fuck Bill Cosby, like let me make that clear. But still, if you have copies of the Cosby Show on
Why
DVD,
the Cosby Show?
VHS,
Why not Steve Urkel?
Well, Steve Urkel's awesome, but he's what I'm saying is Bill Cosby was a rapist.
Yeah.
And you know, so all of his shit's pulled. You'll never find that anywhere ever again. I can guarantee it. It will not be played on any TV show. It'll never be on any streaming service. Nothing. And it just kind of sucks. It doesn't suck. Weed talking there. It definitely does not suck. But I'm just saying, what I meant to say actually is edits there.
Edits.
Yeah. So you'll if you have physical copies of that shit, it's probably worth money now.
Yeah, could be.
Definitely more than what it was before.
Yeah.
When you could get it anywhere.
Yeah, at this point it's like a rarity. You know, it's a rare.
People might still put out physical copies of that 70s show. You might be able to find new on store shelves. Doubtful, but you might be able to find it still.
You probably buy it through.
You definitely will not find the Cosby Show anywhere if you don't already own it, or you know, even thrifting. You're probably not going to be able to find it. But I bet we could look on eBay and that shit's going for a pretty penny.
Probably.
If eBay's even allowing it to be sold, who knows? You know.
Who fucking knows? I don't give a shit about the Cosby Show. I like the that 70s show.
I loved the Cosby Show when I was a kid, though. And my mom even wrote it in my baby book. How much I like that show.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
dude. It was a good show. Bill Cosby's stand-up is funny. He's a funny comedian. He's a really good comedian. His sitcom was awesome. It was groundbreaking. Even it was incredible. But the guy's a total rapist ass piece of shit. And it really sucks. Like, you know,
so unfortunate how.
Like, I don't even want to touch on, because I don't want people to think I'm leaning one way or the other. I will say everything sucks and he's a piece of shit. But it like that separating acts from art. Do you know what I mean? Like, most artists are fucked up anyways. Like, if you really dig into it, you're gonna fucking find all kinds of shit about all kinds of your favorite artists.
Yeah, absolutely.
That are shitty, and you'd have to like cut all of it out, and it's just it's a weird thing, you know? Like it's a double-edged sword. You got like it's damned if you do, damned if you don't, as they say. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Sucks because he is a good comedian. His show is good, and it sucks I can't watch it anymore, or I can watch it, and it's like whatever, right? Like everyone knows where I'm going with this. It's a weird thing.
It is, but fuck it, man. You know, I don't give a shit about the. Well, I mean, I never watched it. I never grew up with it, so I don't give a shit about it. You know, I don't care about it. What I do care about is that 70s show. That is my favorite show. And I can't watch it unless I buy it on physical media.
It's the best sitcom since Seinfeld.
I have not watched much of Seinfeld at all.
You should.
I hear it's good though.
It's better than that 70s show.
Is it?
Yeah. Seinfeld is the best sitcom of all time. I would say that 70s show is second.
Oh shit.
I also I hate sitcoms though, so my opinion on the matter could mean more or less. I could be so picky that I only spot out the good ones, or it could mean that because I don't generally care for them a whole lot, that my opinion means nothing.
I mean, I do love Full House.
I did. Added all that. I was gonna get up and get a beer. I did, but when I was a kid. But watching it as an adult is
Oh, it's quite different when you're an adult.
It's a shit ass show.
I know, but you know what? I love this only because of that nostalgic value.
No, I'm a sucker for nostalgia too, and every time that SNES starts up, not every time, but with certain games, the sound of it, like when you put on like Super Mario World, for example, when it does a little
bling,
bing, when it dude, that puts me right back in my great grandparents' basement, dude. Like I can smell, dude. I can smell Pa's fucking roast beef and shit cooking upstairs. Do you know what I mean?
Oh
like,
yeah, absolutely.
I
get that.
I can smell their air purifier, because I don't know if you've ever been around an air purifier, but they leave an odor in the room. I've never been a fan of air purifiers. Anyways, I can smell that. I can smell the food cooking. I can hear the fan going in the other room. I can hear my grandma coming out and getting some water out of her Colgan thing, and the Colgan going gulp, 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 gulp. You know, like, dude, I can hear it all. They ran a group home. I can hear their residents upstairs going, Laura, can I talk to you for a minute? Like, anytime I hear that, dude, it puts me right back in that basement, and it's a bittersweet feeling. You know what I mean? Because
yeah, absolutely.
I would love to go back to those times, but
like,
at the same time, I'm glad they're in the past, and you know, and I'm where I am now. But it's
good times though. Like I get that same
and it
nostalgia.
makes me miss it.
I get that same kind of nostalgia whenever I boot up Mario 64. Like, doo-doo, it's a me, Mario. Cause, oh man, like I really think that was probably one of the first games I've ever played in my entire life, and like that game is just full of nostalgia for me. Like I've played that so many fucking times. Like I played it so fucking much to the point where I could even speedrun it in some points and do some weird shit. But
you know, the game had a lot of glitches that were very helpful.
Absolutely, a lot of exploits. But you know, like you gotta take credit for Mario 64 though. Like that game really shaped 3D gaming in a whole. Like
3D platforming.
3D platforming, yeah. That's what
Definitely.
I meant to say.
But Mario just, I don't want to say created platforming, but definitely made made platforming what it is.
It made the adventure platforming genre, I'd say. Like,
because platforming, it's been around forever.
Oh yeah, like arcade games. Like, what do you think? Every game has been arcade platformers.
Not every, but
most of them have.
Pac-Man's not a platformer. Space Invaders isn't a platformer.
I was kind of talking about
Donkey Kong is a platformer.
But I was also talking about like Atari games too. Like I get that all Atari games are not platformers as well. I would, you know, like a lot of games aren't platformers either. But that's kind of where my mind went to. Like when we're talking about platformers, like like Atari games and.
Yeah, when I think platformers, my mind immediately goes to Super Mario Brothers.
Absolutely.
Immediately.
Yeah.
And everything was based off of, not every, but most video games since then have been based off of that game, that controller layout, that controller configuration, the controller layout of the buttons as well. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, absolutely.
That. It's almost like that controller was made for that game. That game was made for that controller. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And every game was after that was like, wait a minute, that's how you do it. We need to do that too.
Yeah.
You know, and we were talking earlier about like Nintendo being gimmicky. Their controllers, man, going from
a block.
And just the best controller. Like the SNES controller was based off of the NES controller design.
Yeah.
And then that set what controllers are. That Dogbone SNES controller is what controllers are. The only difference is thumbsticks and extra shoulder buttons now. That is the only difference in controllers now. Nintendo, since they perfected controllers, have just abandoned that design 100%. If you want to get something that resembles that, you have to pay extra money.
Yeah,
the closest they got
$60.
to that design since they first created it that came with the console was the GameCube, and the GameCube wasn't even like that was weird too. That right thumbstick being the C button now, and the A and the B being two different sizes, and the X and the Y being those weird crescent shapes above it.
I personally find it to be very comfortable.
Holding it, the rest of it's weird. It's fucking weird.
I liked it.
And
I didn't find
it's
any
designed
issue with it.
for their exclusives. Like, and I could be wrong here, but I swear I read that it was actually designed for Zelda.
I'd never heard anything like that.
The whole design of it was for Zelda. I could be completely wrong, but with the the only 3 shoulder buttons instead of 4.
But you know what? That does make sense because I mean, I played a lot of Zelda games and a lot of different versions of Zelda games I have played previous, and I do have to say, like, that GameCube controllers feel great to play Zelda games on. 100%. Absolutely. So, I mean, that could be a fact, but I do doubt it, though.
Yeah. And who knows?
I really doubt it.
Anybody can write anything. It's just something that I read that said that.
Yeah.
Who knows if there's any truth to it.
It's probably not true.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And it just wasn't... It was lacking, dude. It was still weird. It wasn't... Like, they perfected the controller, and they came out with the 64 controller, which at the time was so cool, but looking back on it...
so...
The controller is broken into 3 parts, and it will make 1/3 of the controller, regardless of the game you're playing. 1/3 of your controller will always be obsolete.
Well, controller aside, the game's exclusive for GameCube, probably some of the best games you'll ever play in your entire life.
Yeah,
some of those games are fucking amazing.
I would definitely agree, but the controller design is what I'm talking about. It was a fuck up.
Yeah.
It was a giant fuck up. It was, man.
No,
it rendered, no matter what
it
game you were playing, it renders 1/3 of your controller useless. If you're playing with the D-pad and the left shoulder button, right, L, now you can't use your joystick or Z. Now, if you're playing with the joystick and Z, you can't use your D-pad and L.
Oh, you're talking about N64.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Dude, that controller was garbage.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I thought we were talking about GameCube.
No, we were talking about 64. And then even the GameCube controller, they tried to, like, redeem themselves and almost go back to, like, a standard controller, but they were like, we're Nintendo, so we're not going to do it normal. And that was a giant mistake, dude. It was a huge flaw. The only people who like those controllers are fucking people who liked GameCube. Like, and it's only because of the games you played on it that you like about it. Like, imagine those games with an actual controller.
I have played. Well, no,
if you had the other shoulder button.
I mean,
if you had a regular, the layout of those buttons are weird, and that's why I think it was. The A is your sword, your weapon.
I mean, I've played mods. Okay, so I've played I have played Zelda games on like Xbox controllers, like through emulators, and I do gotta say it feels weird. It doesn't feel right
because you're not used to it. To me, because the Zelda games that were there's only one, I suppose, right? Wind Waker.
There's Wind Waker and Twilight Princess on the GameCube.
Oh, that's that Twilight Princess was Wii.
It was both.
Okay.
It was originally made for GameCube.
It's a GameCube game. Fucking, that's another thing about Nintendo that I fucking hate.
I know. I can agree with you on that.
Like, why'd you come out with fucking Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U, and then when you came out with the Switch, you just re-released Mario Kart 8? Why didn't you make Mario Kart 9?
Yeah,
Why'd you come out with Breath of the Wild on the Wii U, and then when the Switch came out, that was your launch title? That's not a launch title.
I
sure,
know.
it is a launch title because it's one of the, like, by the definition of launch title, it's a launch title, but it's not because the game was already launched. You already launched the fucking game on the Wii U. You just redid it on the... Dude, that shit's lame. Come out with a new game.
Dude, I fucking know, dude. I know. That was supposed to be the last Wii U game, and yeah, they just pawned it off like, oh, we'll release it on Switch too. Why not?
Yeah.
Because people are gonna buy it. But I think that's fucking lame. There used to be features on Breath of the Wild, the Wii U version, where you could use the map on the gamepad. But since they switched it onto the Switch, that function is no longer a thing.
On which one again?
The Wii U version.
Of what?
Breath of the Wild.
Okay. See, with my Wii U, I don't use the gamepad unless the game forces me to.
Yeah, I don't.
I use the Pro controller. I don't touch the gamepad.
Me either, but
it's usually not even charged. It's dead.
But that's not the point. The point is potentially more content.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, you could look at your map real quick on the gamepad, and then look back at your character. It'd be like real time. You know what I mean?
Sure, but it's not that hard to switch into your map screen. It's just a touch of a button.
No, but that's not the point.
Well, what use is it if it's not that? Like, you can't. You can, but you don't want to keep moving when you're not looking at your screen, because on that Breath of the Wild, at any moment you could run into an encampment of those,
Well, unless you keep pressing forward and you're looking at the map, you can always stop and look at the map real quick and then look up.
That's what I'm saying. You've got to stop. So if you've got to stop, what's the difference in hitting select or the minus button, as they call it, or looking down? What is the difference?
I think the only
either way, you have to stop what you're doing on a screen and look at a different screen. Why not look at one screen and just make that screen change real quick and change it right back? The only difference is, instead of pushing a button with your thumb on a controller you're already holding, you're now moving your head down. It's the only difference.
Yeah.
Like, that's not even a feature to me. That's not a selling point that I've got to do. I can do that. Like, who cares that I can do that?
I know.
Like, I can hit the select button and see the fucking map.
Yeah.
And I will forever call it the select button.
Well,
fuck the plus, fuck the minus. It's select.
It is select. Come on now. But, shit, man. Again, like, that's just, like, the Breath of the Wild is not meant to be on Switch.
No.
So, like, that's what I'm saying is that Breath of the Wild, the original version for the Wii U, like, it's supposed to have an option of, you just look down and look back up on your TV screen. That's
a lame option. That's another gimmick of theirs. That's like we made this useless thing. Let's try to make some use of it, and it's like a pointless thing if you really think about it.
I mean, it is. It is absolutely. But I'm just saying, like, that's just what was part of it,
Mm-hmm.
like, and the fact that they just pawned it over to be a launch title. I thought it was kind of lame because they did that with Twilight Princess too. So they did that. They did that with Twilight Princess. So Twilight Princess was originally supposed to be a GameCube title, and the fucked up thing about it was the Wii came out, and then Twilight Princess came out with it, but the GameCube version didn't come out until like a week after that version came out, which makes no sense.
Yeah.
Thought that was really fucking stupid, a really dumb decision, and almost kind of like a kick in the balls towards GameCube owners that were like waiting for this game, like people like me that were waiting for this game to come out, and then you have it release a week. You have the Wii version release a week before the version that we want.
Mm-hmm.
That makes no sense. Why not just release both versions at the same time?
See, that makes more sense, though, than putting out Breath of the Wild on the Wii U, and then about a year later using it as a fucking launch title for the Switch.
Oh, I think you're... They both versions came out at the same time.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they did.
Okay.
Both versions came out at the same time.
Okay, not so bad then. Okay.
I think
so
you were
mistaken. So not so bad then, because a lot of, like, PS5's out now, right?
Yeah.
The titles that are being released on PS5, not all, but most are still being dropped on PS4 too. There's always that little bit of overlap, you know.
Yeah.
So that okay. So I was always under the impression that Breath of the Wild came out for the Wii U first.
No. Definitely.
And then later on, the Switch came out, and then like they did with Mario Kart 8, right?
Yeah,
Mario Kart 8 was out for a long fucking time on the Wii U.
Yeah.
And then the Switch came out, and they just dropped Mario Kart 8 on it.
Well,
and
what they did
they
with-
used it as a launch title. Like, you could even get a special edition,
Yeah.
the Red Switch or whatever. That was the Mario Kart one. You know what I'm talking about?
That came with, like, Mario Kart 8 came with
Yeah.
the Switch
Yeah.
itself. And so I think...
I think it was red. Maybe I'm making that
so
part up. Maybe it wasn't red, but it came with it. And
No, I know what you're talking about, and I think that's what they did. At one point, I could be wrong, but I really do think that that's probably what could have happened.
that's
but-
lame. When the Switch came out, if they wanted to release Mario Kart, they should have made Mario Kart 9.
Yeah.
And really,
Well,
how
here-
far are we into the
so-
Switch now, and we still don't have Mario Kart 9? Why?
Because Mario Kart 8 is still selling rather well.
Sure.
I'm not
but
justifying it, though.
Come on.
Because I want a Mario Kart 9 as well, you know? But the only thing they did with the Switch version was they took all the DLC content
yeah.
that they got for the Wii U and just
Yeah.
ported it over
Yep.
to the Switch version, and maybe added a couple more courses or something like that.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, 'cause
really
it's
about
supposed-
it. That's
like,
kind of
it's
lame.
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe or whatever, right?
Yeah, that's what it is, yeah.
Yeah. That's stupid.
Whack as fuck.
Anyway, we've been going about an hour.
Yeah, give or take. So
Hopefully it's as... Fuck, I thought the first episode was real good. The first episode. I hope
yeah,
the
the
second...
real first episode.
I hope the first episode is just as good.
I hope so. I really kind of doubt it, though. I thought that first episode really, had some really good content in it. Like, I thought it was pretty flawless.
Yeah, it
It
did.
felt really good.
Well, dude, we'll definitely talk about our first weed experiences again like we did. That's really all we talked about last time. We'll definitely talk about that again.
Yeah.
I just didn't feel like I felt like it was going to be a total redo. Like that should, like a lot of the shit we just talked about just now.
And that's
You and I have talked about it numerous times
Oh, yeah.
personally. Like it was definitely a repeat of a repeat of a repeat of a conversation that we had that I don't ever want to have again. I just wanted to have it to get it recorded. But dude, if I have to talk about the Nintendo controllers one more goddamn time in my life and how they revolutionized it and then just abandoned the design, I'm gonna shoot myself in the face. I don't ever want to have to talk about that
you know
again.
it's not going to be the last, right? It's not going to be the last.
Well, I mean, between you and me,
yeah.
like, you and I have had that conversation so
Too
many
many
times that I'm
times.
already tired of it. I just wanted to get it recorded
Yeah.
for all the viewers that are listening. Anyways, with that,
Yeah.
I want to thank all of you viewers who have listened to us.
Yeah,
And,
that was episode 1.2 or whatever.
Something like that. It's,
Something like
it's the
that.
first episode. And with that, we're going to get the fuck out of here.
Alright, bye.
And I want y'all to get the fuck out of
yeah,
here,
get
too.
out of here, eh?
Go on.
Yeah, go enjoy your day or something.
Go fuck yourselves.
Yeah, go fuck your cat. I mean, don't do that.